Welcome. It's 1 o'clock. Time for the 5-Star Deal Doctor live stream. And today, I want to share with you, take a little tour of some of the links that you may not be aware of and how to find them easily. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to type in your URL box, open a new window, first of all, and type in 5-star, one word, dash education.com. Again, that's 5-star-education.com. No spaces. And what you will pull up is a page that looks like this one. Can we see that one? Okay, it says right at the top, 5-star leaders, and there are helpful links. And if you scroll down these helpful links, there's all kinds of resources from the print shop, the apparel store, the 5-Star main website. There is 5-Star Connect. You can link to that. 5-Star YouTube channel. The logos. If you need to pull down a logo, download a logo that you can use that is high enough quality to print, use in your brochure or flyers or whatever. You can pull those in. The Deal Doctor videos are there. The Get Curious, Thoughts with Greg videos, Education Video Library. And then there is a whole set of templates that you can use through Canva if you create a Canva account, which is not hard to do. So let's get started. Let me walk through a few of these. The very first one I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the 5-Star main, 5-Star main website. The reason I want to click on the 5-Star main website is we get a lot of questions about our broker number and our HUD number, our tax ID number, and our star title tax ID number. And if you need your NRDS number, you can click here and locate your own NRDS number. The reason that all of those numbers are really important is because if you're going to do a HUD offer, they're going to ask you for all of them. And you're going to have to set up your own account in order to work with those with a HUD offer at HUD Home Store. So those are really important numbers. They're right at the top of the page of 5starleaders.com, but which you can reach either by typing in 5starleaders.com or by clicking on the link of the link tree that I just shared with you a minute ago, 5star-education.com. Now, if you scroll down the main page, you'll see company stats, staff, locations, all sorts of things. So there's a lot of information there. But I want to go back to the tree, and I'm going to click on Print Shop. And Print Shop is going to take me to my Agent Resource Center, which is a link to PageWorks. And if you click on that, you have an account with PageWorks. It's usually your username is your email address, and if you remember your password, great. Otherwise, you may have to reset your password. But what it gives you on there is the listing presentations. For example, there's a bunch of options for various listing presentation packages. Personalized, you can put your own information in there, and then purchase as many of them as you want. It also gives buyer presentations. You can order business cards, signage, and personalized stationery. So it's a really good resource to have. You can get pocket folders, note cards with envelopes, number 10 regular envelopes. You can even get your agent letterhead created with your name on it and 5-Star logo, along with second sheet letterhead in case you have to send out a 2 or 3 page letter. So there's a lot of stuff you can get through PageWorks. The Apparel Store. If you click on the link that says Apparel Store, you can actually go through and see what types of apparel and accessories are available to you with 5-star logos on them. For example, here is we'll just do a quick V-neck sweater. And it is a V-neck sweater, and it has I believe it has it in white, if I'm not mistaken, the logo is in white, embroidered in white. So there's a V-neck sweater, for example. There's also a quarter zip sweater. Let's see here. I'm just scrolling down. I can't find the fleece jacket. This is really nice. I actually have one of these myself, and it's really really comfortable and warm. And then there is, where'd it go? Not real fast. I also have the Under Armour jacket. I don't know where that went here. But it's a black, basically microfiber windbreaker with the 5-star logo in white, and that's a great product too. So a lot of, if you want to wear logo wear, this is the place to get it. And I encourage you to, because very often when you're going through that grocery line or taking your laundry in to have it dry cleaned or starched or whatever, you'll run into people. And you're wearing a 5-star logo, and they'll ask you, "Oh, are you in the real estate business?" And you can have a conversation. Very often, it's the start of a conversation simply because you're wearing the logo. Back to the Resource Center or helpful links. You can even connect here to 5-star Classroom or Facebook Connect on our which is our private Facebook page. We can go in and get postcards, which again are made by PageWorks, and it's loading very slowly. And again, it will make you create an account. But once you've done that, it will show you all of the options that you have. A just listed, just listed over here, a sold. There are more just sold, just listed. There's quite a number of them. So if you want to have a resource and be able to put in the address of your new listing or your new sale, again, you can click on the link on the tree, and there you go. You can start making your postcards directly. Deal Doctor. Did you know that we have our own YouTube channel? And if you go to the YouTube channel, the 5-star YouTube channel, you'll find all kinds of things. A lot of agents have posted their own personal promotional videos in there, Deal Doctor videos, all sorts of things.
Make a note. You can only get to these videos through the link tree because it's a private playlist.
Okay, Dom wanted to point out here that this is a private playlist, so the only way that you can get to the YouTube channel, these videos, is by clicking on that link tree that I just showed you. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Let's pretend for a moment. So there's for example, the Deal Doctor videos. You can go back, and I think we've been doing this for a good year and a half anyway, going on 2 years. And so you can go back and see nearly 2 years worth of Monday at 1 o'clock. topics, essentials to negotiating, possession issues, thanking your clients, sub-agency, ethical behavior, doing the right thing, the NAR Code of Ethics. It's all there for you to go in and review, and there's a lot of information that you can glean from going in and spending a half an hour, once or twice a week, and learn what we've presented to everyone over the last couple of years. I'm going to go back to the tree here. I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of times where I've wanted to download the 5-star logos, and I want to have maybe it's a black and white, or I want the horizontal logo like this one. Can we see that one? Are we seeing the 5-star logo or not?
It's almost there.
It's almost there. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So it's that quick. You can then download that. If you click right up here, you can download that to your own computer, and then you have it available whenever you want to create a brochure or a custom brochure or flyer, letterhead, whatever. Now, on occasion, I don't see the square one. It's not loading, sorry. Anyway, but at least you can get the logo that you can use on your whatever promotional material you might have. Okay. There are also the Get Curious video library. Again, various topics have been covered with Paul and Leo and Greg over the years. And we've got a lot of agents that have been interviewed in this, from Reed Herenowich, Cribb's team, Andrea Belding, Julie Reisner, Christy Jones, and so on. So if you want to see what other agents are doing and what their thoughts are about marketing themselves and operating in this business, click on the Get Curious. It's all there for you. I want to click on this one. Actually, I'm just going to jump over to it. Oh, not that one yet. Dot loop. Again, I'm going to mention in dot loop. You can click on it from the link on the tree. It's right there under KV Core. But if you go to dot loop, this is what's really important. If you click on the templates up in the top, second from the right, it will open the whole group of templates that you can use. All of the GRAR forms, all of the GCAR forms, TAR forms, Jackson forms, all of them. As you scroll down, there are forms for writing for sale by owner offers. There is reload, there's star referral, all sorts of stuff. But I want you to scroll down and look for clauses down at the very bottom, right here on clauses. Are they seeing that, Dom?
Yes.
Okay, because when I click on clauses, I want you to pull up all of these clauses that we have available for you to put in your contracts. For example, this is a big one that we've been using lately. It says, buyer offers purchase price of, let's say, $150,000, but hereby agrees to escalate the offer to $175,000, $2,000 more than any and all competing offers, including any competing offers with escalation clauses, parentheses, minus any seller concessions, from bona fide offers with pre-qualified buyers up to a maximum of a sales price of $175,000, for example. If the escalation clause is implemented, seller shall provide a copy of the competing offers and the pre-qualification letters pertaining to those offers. We get a lot of calls about how to phrase an escalation clause. we've already created it for you. All it is a matter of cut and paste, or you can even start to type the first few words, buyer offers, purchase price, and it will ghost in to your purchase agreement, and then you can click on it and it will add the rest of it for you. Just a few clauses up from that is one titled appraisal. Again, a lot of homes are being won with appraisal guarantees, and in dotloop we have that information available to you. We have the language. It says if property appraises less than the purchase price, buyer states they have available funds and will pay up to a maximum of, let's say, $5,000 over the appraised value to the agreed upon price. Now, some people will say, I still hear it, that why would anybody do that? Why would I recommend to my buyer to pay more than the appraisal price? Because the appraisal is the price. No, it's not. It's a snapshot in time. It is one person's opinion, and that person is hired to protect the bank, not the buyer. Appraisals are done with lagging indicators. They only use sales which have already closed. So the market could have moved away from that sale, those sales which were maybe 3 or 4 months ago, could have moved away, and actually the property may have risen in value in that period of time to where buyers are competing for it for $3, $4, $5, $10,000 more than even a few months ago. So if we stick to our traditional paradigm that the appraisal is the be-all, end-all of value, then your buyers may lose out over and over again, to the point where they may choose to go to another real estate agent unless you can explain to them that, again, appraisals are only a snapshot in time. They're intended to protect the bank, and we're in a highly competitive market, so you may want to consider including an appraisal guarantee like this in your offer. What else? Let's see what else we have. Just recently, our design team took the issue of understanding delayed presentation of offers, delayed submission, and more, and created a really nice graphic, very clear. When do I use option number 1, listing contract only? And it goes in and explains very clearly when the difference between a listing contract and a delayed submission form, which have to be signed at the same time, or a listing contract plus a delayed offers/showing addendum. They are 2 different forms and used for 2 different purposes. So I encourage you, again, we went through this in a live stream a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago only, and I encourage you to go through and read this because it's a really, really informative piece that we've created for you and made available to you. Now let's see where we go. I can't seem to get back. Okay. Where'd my tree go?
Just search it again.
I'll get it again. There's another source that I want to share with you today, which is 5-star templates. There's a company called Canva, and you can create a Canva account, and then you can do all this stuff. You can create letterhead, your agent bio, open house flyers, a tile for social media, just sold, just listed, all sorts of stuff. Like this, for example. Here is a open house announcement, and it says, for example, that it's going to be open, and the address, open house, Saturday, June 10th, 1 to 4 p.m. And then here's the information down the lower right-hand corner of the page about your contact information. So you also may want to include pictures in there. There's an opportunity to put pictures both of the exterior as well as interior photos. You can add a page if you want it to be more than one page. Again, a great little handout. And then on the opposite side, you could always put the information about the house. But it's not giving me that one. So the other one that a lot of agents use is the 5-star letterhead page. There's a template to create your own letterhead and print it out on your own computer, if provided you have a color computer. So you can go in and write a letter, create your own document that says, Don sells houses, and my phone number, my email address, and so on at the bottom with a 5-star logo. It looks very professional. And then you can add a page 2 if you like with the same information. For example, just using the logo at the top, and then maybe the name and address, your own name and address down at the bottom. So again, a lot of really, really good stuff that you can get through this if you simply save 5star-education.com, save that link tree, and you can go through and find out a lot of stuff that you're currently going to your branch administrators for, and deal doctors and supervisory brokers. It's all right there for you. So Justin Pelham can probably answer questions for you as far as your usernames and passwords, well, at least usernames. You may have to, if you don't have your password or are creating an account, you're obviously going to have to establish a new password for the account. So I hope that's helpful to you. I have a couple of quick other mentions, but at least that gives you a little bit of a tour of the 5-star link tree that provides you links to all of the resources that we have out there. Getting a lot of calls. Eric and I and Kim are getting a lot of calls about contingent offers. And the question starts out with something like this. There's a contingent, I have an offer that's contingent. And our response is contingent on what? Well, it's contingent. Well, is it contingent upon the sale of a house? Well, yeah. Have they sold? Do they have an underlying offer? No. And so we have to start identifying and digging down to know what that contingency means. There are a lot of contingencies throughout the purchase agreement, and depending upon how your purchase agreement is worded will determine what you need to do in order to address whatever it is your client wants, whether it's the seller or the buyer. For example, in one of the forms, I believe it's the TAR form, it doesn't require that it doesn't state clearly that the house remains on the market if the buyer doesn't stipulate or doesn't have an underlying agreement in place. It says nothing. It just says that the house is contingent upon the sale. Well, but if they have to sell their house in order to make the deal go together, then what's that underlying offer? Do we have one? Very often it's not. The answer is no. Or the answer might be that there's, well, yeah, but it's contingent upon another house selling underneath that. So now you've got the domino effect that if this house on the bottom doesn't close for any reason, then all the dominoes fall. Those are things that you have to ask and dig down into the weeds to find out. We got a question last night. Well, it's contingent upon a HELOC. A HELOC is an acronym. HELOC is an acronym for Home Equity Line of Credit. And so whatever portion of equity a property owner has above what they owe in a mortgage, that portion up here is the equity in the home, and they may take a line of credit out on that portion. Well, for example, if they owe $100,000 on the house and the house is worth $200,000, they may have as much as $100,000 home equity line of credit, or get a loan in that amount or some portion of that amount. But they have to make an application to do that if they don't already have it in place. And so if somebody makes a cash offer, or somebody makes an offer of 40% down or 30% down or 20% down, but in order to do that, they have to get the money out of their equity in their home, that has to be stipulated as a contingency in the contract. In other words, if they have $100,000 in equity in their house and they're going to buy a $40,000 piece of property, let's just say, $40,000 piece of property, they're intending to do it with their home equity line of credit, but they haven't moved the money from their home equity line of credit into their bank account, so it's not really a cash offer until they do that. Cash is cash. It is in, the money has to be in the buyer's liquid funds, either a checking account, a savings account, or a money market account, something that they can tap into immediately and close. Very often HELOCs require one more step, or they haven't been applied for, they've been offered, and so on. So if there is a contingency in a cash sale, for example, that they're going to get their money from a relative, grandma, parents, whatever, and you don't spell that out, that it is subject to grandma putting the money in their account to close, well, what if, God forbid, grandma dies in the meanwhile and doesn't have the ability to put the money into their account to go to a closing? Well, all of a sudden you've got a buyer who's in default of the contract because the contract was never made subject to getting the money from grandma into their account. So when you're writing an offer, we run into this with boundary surveys a lot too. When you're writing an offer, you have to be very clear about what the offer is contingent upon. When you say, I have a contingent offer, what is it contingent upon? Is it contingent upon the sale of another property, obtaining an offer and a closing on another property? Is it contingent upon the survey results? If there are any encumbrances of, a porch or a deck or a place to put a swimming pool, any of those things that might show up in a survey, if it's contingent upon that, it has to be stated in the contract. So I hope that addresses a little bit a few of the questions that we've gotten lately about contingencies, quote unquote contingent offers. And I encourage you to take a tour of that link tree that we've created for you, because I think you'll find a lot of information there that you constantly have questions about. I know, but because the calls are directed to Eric and I and Kim and Paul and everyone else. So I thank you for joining me for the last 30 minutes, and I hope you have a great week. See you next week.